Here you will learn how to create and set up additional user accounts in Herdly. There is no limit to the number of accounts you can set up. To open the Users window, go to Setup, Users. There is a search field at the top of the window which can be used to quickly find a user. Use the Archive checkbox to see or hide archived users. The list itself shows the following information: admin, which indicates whether the user has administration rights, username, full name, last connection, which will allow Herdly to check and see when each user last synced to the server and when someone has made changes. Active temporary code: if there is an active temporary code for a user, it will show up here. A temporary code will be used when signing into Herdly or when a user forgets their password. To give a user a temporary code, click Create Temporary Code Login button and a code will be displayed by the user. Give that user the code so they can log in. Temporary codes can only last for 60 minutes. If they do not use the code within that period, it is no longer valid. Also, a code can only be used once. Create a new user account by clicking the plus button. A user settings window will then appear. In the window, you will see 3 tabs. The first tab is General tab. There you will be able to put in a username. Each user account must have a unique username. Password: you can use whatever password you like. Herdly does not store your password, which means we cannot retrieve it for you if you forget it. However, a temporary code can be issued when necessary. Contact name, recovery email. If a user needs our help to log into their account, we can use the email address to validate a user before we give out a temporary code. Recovery phone: a phone number may be needed for us to validate a user before giving a temporary code. Administrator: a user marked as administrator has permission to do anything in Herdly. This setting overrides what is in the Permissions tab. At least one user must be an administrator. And archived: when someone leaves your ranch, you can mark their account as archived. Their historical information will still be visible, but they will no longer be able to log in. Preference tab: each user can have a different set of preferences for some settings. Permissions tab: the list in this tab shows a number of things that can be done in Herdly. Unchecking an item means that Herdly will not allow this user to perform the task. All changes you make must be synced to the user's device before they take effect. You can edit the information about an existing user by double-clicking them, or you can delete a user who is not in use by hitting the minus button. And that is how you create a user. For further information, please visit our website.